I just recorded a bunch of stuff and then my camera decided to freak out. So I'm gonna summarize what I think I spent the last 8 minutes saying. um, Lately I've been talking to people on YouTube about Adventism because there's a video some guy made trying to refute our ideas on hell, and it's really not well done. He doesn't make a very good argument at all. Um, but that's another video entirely. Lately, what I want to talk about is what I've been talking in the comments about, and that's mostly been about the Sabbath. But um, what's so funny about what I find funny about all of this? Oh yeah, I need to disclaimer right now. I'm willing to accept the fact that I might be wrong because I don't have all the answers. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. I don't know all things. No one on this earth knows all things. It's impossible for us humans to know all things, especially all things about God. So I will claim that I'm imperfect and my knowledge is not perfect, but I have studied the Bible. I've studied this out quite a bit, and yeah, I understand people asking, like, I've had to know this stuff because I've needed to be able to justify why I go to church on Saturday, because it's so weird to so many people, and it's just, it blows my mind how people accept very openly, like, the rest, every single other commandment, but not the fourth one. Why? Why? What is it about the Sabbath that makes everyone be like, nope, nope, that's Moses' law. That's not God's law. It's just like, it's in the Ten Commandments. Are you saying that all of the other Ten Commandments are Moses' law and not God's law? Do you not remember that the Ten Commandments were actually written by the finger of God? Both times, too, because Moses broke the first tablets and God wrote them again. I don't get it. But anyway, I find it really amusing that, and really just awesome. It's just proof that our God knows the end from the beginning, how that commandment is the only commandment with the word in most translations, remember, tied to it. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, because God knew, He knew that it would be forgotten and ignored and refuted and all of these things. But I want to say, mostly, I think what's most important when we talk about these things is to realize that uh, Adventists don't keep Saturday Sabbath like to be saved. That's not why I keep the Sabbath at all. Because I know that what I do is nothing I do is going to save me, because that's just not how it works. That's not how grace works. We, thank God, we are not under the law anymore. We do not have to follow the law to be saved. But following the law is showing our love for God. It's not, these aren't some arbitrary rules that God made up just to keep us down. He made these rules to keep us sane, to keep us happy and healthy. I mean, it's not healthy for your soul to be killing people. It's not healthy for your soul to be jealous all the time of what your neighbor has and coveting, because, I mean, if you're not satisfied with what you have, you're never going to be happy. You're always going to be wanting more and more and more. And less is more. So, I think that's the biggest thing when people argue about the commandments. I think it's just so silly for people to think that for people to say that those don't apply to us anymore. They're guidelines, and they're so broad and general that they're timeless. The Sabbath, okay, think about the Sabbath, the principles of the Sabbath. What is it for? It's to honor God. It's to spend time. It's to set aside a special day to stop worrying about the cares and struggles and pains of the world, and to just spend time getting closer to God and getting others closer to God and fellowshipping with people who know God and love God like you do, and spending time enjoying His creation, and just not doing the everyday same old, because that tires out our souls. It makes us so sad and exhausted. I mean, I know my friend right now has gone, before what is it, President's Day, she hadn't had a day off in like 3 weeks, and she was getting so burnt out. She was thinking about dropping out of school, and I'm really glad she didn't. I'm glad she waited another week to have her break. But it really just takes its toll on us when we don't have a break, when we just go, because that's just not how, I mean, God didn't even do that when He made the earth. He took the seventh day off and rested and wondered in what He did, and I think that that's why God made that a commandment, to help us reflect on just how wonderful God is and what He's been doing for us. I think that's the point of the Sabbath, not all these stupid laws that man makes about don't do this and that and the other. Those are not what the Sabbath is about. The Sabbath is for man, and the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. That's what Jesus said. So that's why I keep the Sabbath in short. I could go on for hours probably talking about this, as I already talked for 7 minutes now. I talked 8 minutes before this, saying some of the same stuff, some different. I guess I want to clear up for the person who I've been commenting to what I mean, what I mean when I say that Jesus summarized the 10 Commandments in the 2 commandments that He said were most important, or were the greatest commandments. Which is why I don't think that when He said the greatest commandment is this, love your Father, or love the Father, or God, and then love your neighbor as yourself, or more than you love yourself. You love them, I don't know, something like that. I by no means have my Bible memorized. I'll put the verse in the box or whatever. I don't have it turned to right now. I probably should have, but what I mean by that, or what I mean by Jesus summarizing the 10 Commandments, is if you think about the first 4 commandments, what is the first one? The first one is love, or you shall have no other gods before me. The second one is you will not worship idols. The third one is to not take the Lord's name in vain, and the fourth one is remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. I mean, it's spending time with God. So all of those 4 have to do with loving God, and then the next 6 I can count. I promise. I'm in college. I'm almost a graduate. Yes, no, this is why English is my major. The next 6 are about loving your neighbor or anyone who isn't you. The 5th commandment is honor your father and your mother. The 6th commandment is, what is it? Thou shalt not kill. Then thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. That's 10. I'm forgetting one. How am I forgetting one? Hold on a second. What one am I forgetting? I feel so awful for forgetting one of them. This is silly. It's getting late. I need to go to bed. Oh, I didn't say that already, did I? Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. Yeah. So, those are all about loving your neighbor, and that's why I think that Jesus didn't give any new commandments. He just summarized the 10 into 2. They're much simpler to remember, but I will admit this is definitely an interpretation, so yeah. But honestly, Adventism, I mean, I'm not saying that we're perfect, because by no means is my church perfect. There are people in it who believe things that I'm not necessarily in agreement with, like women not being able to be preachers. That's kind of annoying. I kind of see where that comes from, but at the same time, I think that we've gone beyond that, but I don't want to open that can of worms. I mean, I guess I have already, so that can be discussed down in comments as well. But I wanted to make this video. I never thought that I would make a video like this, because it's just not my thing, and I hate my voice, but I just feel like it's important to talk about these things, and I'm really glad that I feel a lot more comfortable to put it out there where people can see it and respond to it, because they're interesting conversations to be had. So I'm looking forward to reading what any of you have to say and argue with me about. Hopefully nobody's going to really argue with me, but more so just debate this whole idea. I am stubborn, so it's gonna take a really lot of evidence to change my mind, but as I said in the beginning, as a disclaimer, I am willing to admit that I might be wrong about what I believe. I just haven't seen any evidence to the contrary, so at least not any solid evidence to the contrary that I can't shoo away with more strong evidence. I use the word evidence way too much. Alright, I should probably stop this video now, as it's 13 minutes long. Who's gonna spend time watching that? Hopefully you have. Thank you if you did. I look forward to talking with you in comments. And yeah, DFTBA, yes, nerd fighters can be Christians as well. God bless all of you.